Good morning, good evening, good whatever it is where you are. This is Tommy, and together we're going to build a spaceship. So, first things first, this is one I prepared earlier. We're actually going to get rid of this one and build a whole new one. But as you can see, it's got maxed out stats. It's a very complicated machine, and you might be looking at this and thinking, making something like that is completely daunting, which it is, especially at first when you don't know what you're doing. It took a lot of practice to kind of get a feel for how ship design works in the game, because they don't really hold your hand. They kind of just give you the tools and expect you to go do it. The main takeaway I've had from building my own ships is that you need to sort of think about it in the same way as you would think about, I don't know, building a house in The Sims or pretty much anything like that. The first thing you have to think about is, what are you going to use it for? And that kind of thing. There are some basic things you can throw in that make a ship a pretty good all-round ship, but there's so much to the ships on Starfield that it's kind of hard to figure out what the heck you're supposed to do when you're first building a ship. So if you look over to the left of the screen, you'll see that all the ship stats look like they're at a ridiculous level. You'll see that the carry capacity is like 10,000 almost. And then it's got a Class C reactor. It can carry up to 10 people, which means you can have 10 followers on the ship. It can jump 30 light years. The shield is like 2,430. That's probably in part due to my own stats. I think the shield's base is like 1,600 and something. And then it's got like all my weapon attacks and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into shipbuilder. And as you can see, as we move around, things get highlighted. But you can sort of remove and add and do as you please. So what we're going to do, we're going to select all. And we are going to delete. Okay. So first things first, we're going to press A. Okay. So when you think of a ship, the first thing you need to think of before anything else is how do you get on the ship? That is the very first thing you need to think of. So there's different ways to build ships, and people who build ships a lot will know, like, oh, this is how I'm going to build my ship, and, they have their whole little idea of how to do it. But what I find, before anything else, knowing how you are going to get on the ship is a good start to building a ship. So what we're going to do is we are going to pick between these two. And I think, because that one, okay, so that one, it has no back and they enter through the top. So we're going to go for the Teo engineering one. And we're going to have it so we enter through the front of the ship. Now, I find entering through the front of the ship is the best because when you are running back to your ship, it's generally orientated with the front facing you. So if you need to get back to your ship without getting killed by something, having this at the front is generally best. Now your build will get orientated and it'll automatically center it, so you don't need to worry about all that. So it'll just automatically put this in the center, and as you can see this white little circle with the dot in it. That means something can be joined to that. Now, if it's a circle like this, it means you can add a structural module or something like that. But if it looks like this, kind of like a keyhole shape, it means a door can be added. The other shape for a door is a rectangle. So if you have a module that has rectangle shaped doors, they will come up as a rectangle with a dot in the middle. Okay, so the next thing that you need to think about when building a ship is the first room that you are going to enter when you get on your ship. So if we scroll over to Habs, this is going to be daunting at first. There are a lot of rooms and you might not know what all of them do, so it's a bit scary. What you got to do is you scroll through. There's 3 main modules here for Hope Tech. There are a few modules for Stroud because our previous ship had some Stroud modules, so we got them back. That's why they've got pluses on them. Means that they're not going to cost us anything. Which, I mean, we could just put a Stroud one on there so that it doesn't cost much. It'll save us some money. So what we're going to do, so we've got a choice here. Now see, on the left, each room has different stats. So see how it says hull +5, passenger slot 2. So this adds passenger slots. Same with Stroud All-in-One B. Now, an all-in-one, they're essentially the same kind of room, but they'll have a different layout, so they'll be decorated differently. Now the armory doesn't add anything, if you'll notice, but what an armory does is it has weapon racks and mannequins and things like that. So if you want to display your trophies that you have accumulated on your ship, that's what the armory is for. Captain's quarters are purely aesthetic. It's just like quarters for the captain to sleep in, but they add nothing because it's purely made for you. If you were traveling alone, this would be a good module just for role-playing sake. It's not going to help you in any way. It doesn't benefit you in any way. Now, you can see on the side of this module, there are square doors, like I said before, rectangle doors, I should say. Quadrilateral doors. So yeah, they got the 4 sides. So they're a different door type, where the keyhole shaped door is a different kind of door, but basically that's a door module saying that it's a door to a room. It's not something you can attach an item to. Okay, computer core. Now this adds a crew station. So this adds 1 crew station, which is kind of useful. But the computer core is basically like a little computer room for 1 crew. So if you were just having a really small basic ship, you could probably have the captain's quarters and a computer core, and that would be enough. Now this has 4 crew stations in it. This is a control station. The control stations on the bigger ships, they're basically meant to be like your battle stations, so where you control all your weapons from, so where your crew can control your weapons from, kind of thing. It does kind of have that function if your crew are skilled at those weapons and they're on your ship, then it kind of has that function, but not really. What you need to know with this sort of thing is crew stations means you can have more followers on your ship. So when you add people to your ship, that's what crew stations does. And the more followers on your ship, the higher your stats for all your things are. So when it comes to flying around, it takes your stats into account, but also your followers. So if they're skilled at shields, then your shields get a boost to their stats, and so on and so forth. So having a area which is made for crew to be able to do things on your ship is really useful. So in all honesty, because this gives us 4 crew stations instead of the 1 which the computer room does, this is pretty optimal when it comes to having a ship with followers on it. Okay, so the infirmary, again, it says it does, it kind of says it doesn't do much, but the thing is, this gives you a research computer, and it also gives you a pharmaceuticals table, like where you can, I forget what it's actually called, but it's the table where you can make medications and make all your boosts and stuff. So if you have the medical skill, and you can make like all the stim packs and all that stuff, that's what this room is for. But where is it? Science lab is pretty much the same thing. It's got the same modules in it. But what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to make this ship, basically I'm going to make a frontier. So what I'm going to do is I will probably do a science lab. There we go. And then what I want on top of that is probably a control room, because that gives us 4 crew. Now today we are going to make a small ship. Okay, so I'm gonna go 4 crew stations, the science module, so that we get research and we get our ability to make pharmaceuticals, because those are harder to come by, where like you can just go to Aquila and you can get all your weapon tables and spacesuit editing tables and stuff just in the main square, where the pharmaceuticals ones are harder to come by. I think you need to go to like a Reliant Medical, which aren't really that common, honestly. Now, our next step. So I am planning on just using these 2 modules, okay, for our HABs. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to make, that's right, we're going to make the cockpit. So we're going to decide what the front of our ship is going to look like. Now, I am very partial to these. The reason why I'm partial to these is because if you look over to your left, you'll notice the amount of crew stations available to you because of this cockpit is 4, which means that with the control room and this combined, we have a crew capability of like 8. We can have 8 crew on our ship. So that's super handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get our one with our most cargo. We're going to put that. Let's see. Now see how it's red? The reason why it's red is because that bay door raises too high for this cockpit. So what you need to do to fix an issue like this is, you can see this needs to go sort of like back one. So what we do is we move this by pressing A. So that's something I need to mention. If you want to move something, you highlight it, press A, it selects it, and green means it can go there. That's the main thing you need to know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these here, okay? We're going to put the cockpit. Now, okay. And now what we're seeing is it won't go on because where the weapon module sort of sections on the cockpit are, they overlap. So what that means is we can't use this cockpit. No, that's okay. We can, so with this, that's the thing, you need to think about this stuff, and you can do it while you're building, it doesn't really matter. But like, this is a great cockpit, but yeah, we can't fully build exactly what we want. Now this is the previous thing I had, which was the bridge. It goes on top of the ship. That is probably too big for the ship that we are building. However, this might be perfect. We have a Dymo cockpit. It's got 2 crew stations, which is still pretty good. And it should fit right above there. See that? It's because when you find ship modules made by the same company, they generally fit together really well. That's why you need to kind of stick to the same when you're first learning. So if you start with Tayo, keep using Tayo. Or if you start with Deimos, which is another ship company, try to stick to Deimos. That way you can sort of practice getting modules to fit. So that's our cockpit now. Okay, so the next thing that we need to think about when it comes to our ship, we're having these 2 modules. Now, there's a few things you can do next. My favorite thing to do when it comes to where we're at is to start thinking about our reactor and our jump drive. So today we're making a Class A ship, which means we need a Class A reactor. So we want to make sure that the power generated by the reactor is as high as we can get it. Okay? So this one is 14. So it says Class A, power generated 14. So we want it to be as high as we can. That means that when you allocate it to your modules, you have more of the little power cells to play with. So the higher the amount, the more power you can allocate to things. So 16, 18, 20, 23. Now you'll see down the bottom there, down the very bottom on the left, it says required skills Starship Design Rank 2. The only reason I can use this reactor is because I have the Starship Design Rank 2 skill. If you don't have it, then you can't use it. It'll actually not let you select this module. It'll grey out. And this one, you need rank 4 to use, and this has 26 power, which is quite good for A, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, but rank 4 is what you need for this one. And so we go to our next brand, Dogstar. Again, starts at 16, 18, 20, 23. See, rank 2 is required for that. This one also goes to 26. But you only need Starship Design rank 3 for that one, which means you can get it beforehand, which means this one's probably going to be better. So if we look at the stats, right? Okay, so repair rate 1.75, reactor health 35, hull 600, and we go to this one. Repair rate 2.09, it's immediately better. Reactor health 42, that is also better. Hull 715. So you can see that because this one requires a higher skill to apply, it's generally going to be a better module. That is a good way to look at things. So if you see something that requires a higher skill level, it's probably going to be a better module. Okay, so I think the 380T is the best one. That one's got 29. Let's see, what have you got? Repair rate of 2, which is relative to the other one. Reactor health is a little bit less, it's 40 and 760, so it's more hull. That is probably going to be our best one, because I think we're... Okay, we'll have a look at the last one. So 29 seems to be our highest. Let's go through here. 28. Okay, 29 again. Starship rank 4. This one's the best reactor. I've never used this reactor, but it's apparently our best reactor for rank A. So I am going to put it there. Okay. So that's going to give us 30 power to play with. Now, one of the handy things with Class A is that it makes the ship faster. So when you add engines to Class A ships, they're faster ships. Where if you go to a Class C ship, it'll be slower. But a Class C ship has higher defenses, so that's the trade-off. So the next thing we need is a grav drive. So same thing again. Now the problem is, because we have a Class A reactor, we need a Class A grav drive. You cannot use a rank B like this one, or a rank C grav drive. It must be a rank A grav drive. So, this one, B, A, okay. So this one has a max power of 9, grav jump of 19, I think 19's, so that one's 27, so that's not bad. So that's the Relodyne one. 27 for the deep core one. Okay, so I think this one, because we can attach more modules to it. So let's add this one. Yes, I want that one. You gotta love it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Alright. We already placed it. Okay, sometimes it can be a bit glitchy. Now, to move things up and down, you just use the digipad and go up and down. So we'll go to our next level up here. We'll press A, and then we'll leave that one there. Okay. Now, so we have a decent grav drive and a decent power output. So the next thing to do is to figure out what else we're going to have on this ship. Now, I think the next thing we need to do is probably Let's see, how much have we used? So, let's see. We are still in the negative, I think. Yes, so we can continue building our ship. So, I'm wondering if we can put some more habs on this. What we need is a docker. So we're going to put a docker on the top of the ship. I find putting a docker on the top of the ship is more useful. You can put them on the front with like one of these ones, but I find just one on top of the ship like that is more than enough. There we go. And yeah, I reckon we can maybe add some more. Let's go to Habs because we've got some Nova passageways that we have from my old build. So these are cool because these can connect to sections of the ship. And you can just add more habs. It's like really handy. Okay. We have more of them. Right, so let's do this. Let's do that. Let's just make it so we can get over there really easily. I mean, we could just have them above each other. Like that. And then that way, that's probably more efficient actually. There we go. Now we can have probably 6 more habs. Let's see. What's something useful for us? So we've got the control station. Let's have a look. I would say living quarters is useful. I'd probably use our you know those all-in-one habs that we had? I reckon we do an A and a B on either side. Maybe up the top. So what I do, I copy and paste by pressing Y, and then that gives us another piece. And then what I do is, if we move to B by pressing right, so you can cycle through the types of rooms. You don't actually have to go through the menu. There we go. Okay. Now we got 2 living quarters. So let's copy that room again. Okay. So we've got the science lab already, don't we? So the workshop is useful because that has all our buildy things. So we might put the workshop. And then one last one. Okay, these are all the empty rooms. We don't want an empty room. Don't need an infirmary because we have the science lab. I reckon maybe the computer core. I reckon might be a good one to have. Actually, what we can do is we can find the science one, move that over here, put the control station down one, and put the computer core up the top behind the captain here. I think that's fancier. There we go. Now it's a very silly looking ship, but it's valid, okay? Don't make fun of her. Alright, now what we need is maybe some engines. So we need to figure out what we're doing for the engines. Let me have a look at the structural habs. Do we get some Stroud? Do we have Stroud engine mounts? We do. Awesome. So what I want to do, so I want to add these engine mounts. Oh, that's even cooler. Let's do that. I didn't know it does that. Okay. Y rotates an item when you've already got it selected, just in case you're wondering how the hell I was doing that. Okay, so what we're going to add is our engines to the back of those. Now, we can only use A-class engines. Let's have a look at what we've got available to us. Okay, so the slate ones are available to us. Okay, Velodyne. Those ones. Velodyne's probably going to be a good choice. Let's have a look. I am. It's not bad. Although, because I already used Slayton's previously. Yeah. So press Y to copy it. Press Y to rotate it. Awesome. Press Y to copy, Y to rotate to a different module shape. There we go. Press Y again a couple of times. Awesome. Well, that is good. We got a little more space for some more engine. So I reckon we might put that in the middle or something once we're finished prettying up the ship. Alright, so what do we need now that we don't have? Probably our gears. We don't have any gears for landing. So landing gear is probably going to be important. A really handy one is this one, because it kind of just goes on the side of the ship. You don't need to do much with it, which is super good to have. It also looks pretty. So this one's good, but the problem is it's quite tall, so you need to pre-plan for using that one. This one, in a similar fashion to this one, it goes down the side of the ship. And that's what's that? That's the Hope typical one. This one is a little side module one, but if we use that one, that's going to make our ship really massive. So I think, yeah, that needs to be the same level as those. Okay, so what we're going to do, see, I prefer these, and we have a bit of money left, so what I'm going to do, we're going to use these. There we go. And let's see, and also left and right can cycle through them if they've got different shapes. Look at that. Beautiful. Let me press Y to copy, Y to flip, A to put it down, Y to copy, left, done. Pretty. For the front of these, I will get a different structure in a second. So let me just finish doing the landing gear. Let me me see. Okay. So it wants... Okay, so what it wants is to maybe be a different one. So it wants like that. It doesn't want the other one. Okay. So we'll figure that out in a second. Do we have enough landing gear? I think we do, but we'll double check later. Now, what I want is structural again. We want to make the front of these. Now, it should be in Stroud. That's the one I want. One of these. Okay. So we want to go up a couple. Put that one in. Yep. Press Y. Press Y to flip. Y to flip again. Down. Y. Y to flip. Up. A. There we go. Now our ship's starting to get a shape, which looks really cool. It's got a nice little shape to it. Okay. Now, next thing's next. Do we have any more of these modules? We do. How many more though? Oh, that's it. Okay, so we don't want another one. So what we need is maybe a structural module to join those two. Now we have some structural modules here. Oh yeah, okay, we've got the engine braces. There we go. That's nice. Alright. Let's see. Could probably put some Relodyne engines on there. Let's go back to engines for a sec. Okay. Now there were some small white dwarf engines. I wonder if they will fit. Oh, okay. The white dwarf engines take up a lot of power. It's 3. I need one that takes up 2. 2 that take up 2. Well, I mean, on the plus side, I could just get 2 more Slayton engines, or I could just get a couple of the basic ones. Because the Slayton engines... no, they can only go on the sides. Dang. Well, that's no use to us. So, which of you is best? Probably the Ammon. Well, I mean, they go up to 7. Cool. Okay. Let's see how we go with you. Then we put another one above. There we go. Alright. Okay. It's starting to come together. How many Slayton engines could I have put? Where's our Slayton engines? They're near the top, aren't they? Here. Okay, so we could have put a few more. Because I'm wondering if instead of this, we just put a couple more of these. Right. Bear with me. And then we have one of them here. One of them here. Then we get another of these. Do we do that? Actually, that would probably work better. We'll copy that and move that over here. Okay. At the bottom. There we go. That's gonna be a very fast ship. Yeah. Oh, you know what we can put on the back here? Our cargo. We haven't put cargo on. Let's find our cargo because I've got a couple of these galleons. There we go. We'll just put 2 cargoes. Those carry quite a bit, and I don't think we'll need more than those 2. Okay. Cool. Okay. Now, I reckon we could probably put those landing gear that we found before in there. These ones, because I believe they have one of these, which looks like it's part of the ship. Put that in there. And then for our top here, we could probably put, what could we put up the top there? Probably some fuel for our jump drive, I think. Let's have a look. What have we got that will fit in there nicely? Something like that. And they're not too expensive either. I think that should give us, that should be good for our jump fuel. Oh, we could put more fuel and make it fancy. That works. Do we have a version of that? That's higher fuel content. No, that looks like the big one. Okay, cool. All right. We've also got little ones. Okay. We could even put those little ones down the bottom there. That is a lot of fuel. I don't know if it needs that much fuel. I think we're going a bit crazy on the fuel. I think that should be enough fuel. Well, we've got that already. So what we need to think about now is probably weaponry. Let me have a look. What are we missing? We are missing a shield. Let's quickly find a shield. That is S. So we're back this way. Shields. Alright, and we want a Class A shield. That is good. Okay. 860. 730. 810. That might be our best one because it just sits on top of our ship. That might be our best one. because this 900 one, I don't think we've got anywhere to actually put it. So let's go with the 810 and then find a spot on top of our ship here to put it. Oh, I can sit on top of our grav drive. No, I think there's probably a better spot for it. Okay. Alright. Now we need let's have a look. I think weapons are going to be our next thing by the look of it. So let's have a look in structural again, see if we've got anything for... Oh, totally. Let's put some of these guys just because it makes it pretty. There we go. Now, we want to be able to attach weapons. So we need side modules that allow us to attach weapons. Let's have a look through and see what we can find. Wonder if these Nova cowlings will help. They look very pretty, so I mean, worst comes to worst, they at least look good. These are from my old ship. You can't get these at this yard. I think you can get them on Jemison or on Titan. There we go. They might be able to attach weapons to them. It says that they've got little module things there, so maybe they do. Okay. What else do we have? Flourish. Yeah, let's attach these just for the kick of it. Just for kicks. For the hell of it. For kicks. That's what I was trying to say. Those literally do nothing. They just look good. Okay, now let's try and add some weapons. Let's have a look at our weapons. So, weapons is a whole different beast. Now, we don't have much money left, so we want to keep this as cheap as possible. This is a good one to start with. So, what do we got? We've got... this is ballistics. So, we'll put one ballistic, one laser, and one missile. Not literally one. We're going to... okay, let's have a look. That's a good spot. That's a good spot. Okay, let's add that weapon to 0. Okay, now we can see how much power it uses. Okay, so we can add a couple more. Oh, that's a nice spot. Actually, yeah, why don't we put all of them at the front there? You can go there. You can go up here. And you can go here. There we go. And we'll get rid of you. There we go. Okay. And then we want... let's see. Oh, we could have used Mauler cannons. Oh, they're even cheaper. You know what? Since we're trying to save some money, let's do that. Let's put Mauler cannons instead of those. And see if they'll fit. Mauler cannon. will. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. And now we want to go to flight check, assign our Mauler cannon. So when you go to when you want to assign a weapon, you go to flight check, and then it'll have you messages saying, oh, you don't have enough of this, you don't have enough of that. Excessive engine. Okay, so we've got too many engines. So we'll have to fix that up. Missing weapon. Excessive weapon power usage. Oh, these use 3. Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we will go with the other one, because the other one we could at least put 4 on the. There we go. This one only used 2 power. Or 3. Yeah, we could put 4. There we go. So if we assign that now, so we've got our weapons, got to assign that. That should be fine, and that error should be gone now. Yep, great. Okay, so our next problem was excess engine. So we have too much engine for what this can handle. Okay, so it was a great idea in theory. Okay. Ah, so what if we do that? Oops. Right, like that, and then we just get rid of that one. And then that way, we have more room for landing gear too. Looks like might need to just do this. Do we have enough landing gear? We do have enough landing gear now. Okay. But those don't have a very good end cap. So let's just add a bit more structure to our spaceship. So if we go over to structural, let's see, I don't know. Why don't we use these? That can be our little thing here. Although that goes to there. So that's kind of useless, really. Okay. Or this goes here. This goes here. Okay. Okay. And then what goes here? I don't know what goes here. What would go here? Guess I could put more of these. That is a lot of, that is a very heavy ship now. Okay, we got to find something that goes there. There we go. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. Oh my god. Alright. Now, last weapons. Last weapons. Okay, so we need a... What do we need? We need... weapons. And we need a laser. Let's have a look. What have we got for lasers? There we go, we can use the flare. So let's have a look. What's the power? Max power is 3, so we can add 4 of them. Okay. Let's see what can go under the ship. Oh, it can go there. Great. Awesome. Okay. And now what I want to do is you want to assign that weapon to weapon 1. Excellent. And then, actually probably what we'll do, that can be weapon 0, that can be weapon 2, because normally lasers is what you fire first, so, and my instinct is to press right trigger. So weapon 0 is right trigger, weapon 1 is left trigger, and weapon 2 is Y. So what'll happen is, so on computer it's going to be different, but just for the sake of Xbox, weapon 2 is going to be Y. So normally what I do on weapon 2 is I will assign either missiles or I will assign turrets, because turrets I don't need to press any buttons for them to fire. But today we're making missiles. We're going to buy the cheapest missiles we can, which is this missile launcher here. And we are going to... What are they? Max power 3 again? Are you going to attach nicely down here? You are. Beautiful. There. And then we go up here. And over here. Alright, and then we go to our weapons. Weapon 2, missile launcher. Okay. One warning. What's the warning? Reduce mass and add engines to improve mobility. Well, we can't add more engines. We can't add more engines without wrecking the ship. So the only thing we can do is maybe remove some of our storage. But again, I have to figure out what to put there instead. So let's have a look. We'll try and fix it. Let's have a look at our structural. Let's see what we can put there instead. I mean, that's a good little one. So we put that there. Okay. Yep. And then something to go in between our yeah, we could put the bracer, a Nova bracer. Is that enough? I mean, it holds. It looks okay, I think. Let's have a look and we'll just double check to make sure there's nothing else that we can... oh, we could use our radiator. Our radiator that was useless. Maybe that'll fit. Oh, that looks stupid. No. I think that bracer might be exactly what we need. Yeah. We could use... No, we can't use because that's going to look silly now. Okay. Yeah, I think our best bet is going to be that bracer we had. Now this one's one that you have to get from Jemison, so it's not from Aquila. So depending on which city you're at, like, a lot of these structural habs and stuff won't be available. So even some of the weapons and stuff won't be available. You've just got to go to the port where you can get them, and then, yeah. Wait a minute, did we just make a nominal ship? We made a nominal ship. The ship is nominal. It means it's able to be flown. Let's, okay. What we're going to do to celebrate, we will select all. We're going to change the color. Okay. I have a favorite color scheme to use at the moment, which is we go white. We go down here, we go to the orange. Yeah, that looks horrible. Maybe we'll go white again. And then we'll go orange. That's a bit better. It's a little better. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay. How's it look now? That's a little better. Some coherency to the design. I wonder if we change that to... Actually, you know what? Let's change that second color to the blue. Yeah, okay. I'm fine with that. Okay, flight check. All systems nominal. Rename ship. Okay, we're going to rename it. The throw together. Throw together. Confirm. The throw together. Alright, let's accept. Our ship is complete. Let's go check it out. Yes. Alright, let's go. Let's go. And there's our ship. It's ready to fly. Look at that. It's ready to go. Let's go create some havoc. Actually, great thing to do first is I have a mission where I need to kill some pirates in space. Wow. Look at this. Look at it. It's gorgeous. Let's okay, so what have we got? We got our control room. It's our very first room as we enter. Okay. And if we go this way, we've got a ladder going up. Got some armory for doing stuff in here. Excellent. We've got make stuff. And then in here, this will be our science lab. Excellent. So we can do researchy stuff. And we have a pharmacology table. Pharmaceutical lab. Okay. Alright, let's have a look. We got, what have we got? Okay, so this is obviously all-in-one berth, so it's for people to chill out in. Here's our computer room, so there's our computer.
We need to find Aaron.
Cool. This is where our cockpit is. Excellent. This will be where we dock when we dock with other ships. And this will be the other one with the ladder going down. That is so cool. We got ourselves a Class A ship. Now let's go kick some butt. I'm gonna test it out. Okay. So first things first, let's select a mission where we can, there we go. Let's go kill the Crimson Fleet captain. Let's take off.
Let's put this bird into space.
It's a bit beasty.
Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
What? Why is that attacking me? Why are these people attacking? Ah! I don't know why they're attacking me. Let's get out of here. Okay. Now, I apparently have a bounty. So, we're going to go in here. And we're going to find a bounty board. There we go. And we're going to put a bounty clearance board in our ship. Just so we can, yeah. No, we want to get out of build mode. We get out of build mode. There we go. Let's see how big our bounty is. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now we can go in space. So, we did have a bounty that we had to clear. Otherwise, we'd get attacked by UC ships. So, let's go up in space. Okay. And we're gonna go take out this guy. Let's go.
Pre-check complete. We're good.
Orbital pattern locked in.
Okay. Nice.
Must have been a good jump. We're still in one piece.
Alright, let's find this Crimson Fleet.
How you doing, sweetie?
Well, okay. I'd be a lot better if...
Let me guess, you'd be a lot better if you had a
They
bigger
lost
board.
Brad Junkie. Enemies shield.
You know me so well, Dad. So, what do you say?
Alright. Apparently we have a full ship, but dang, but that's okay. We got some money for that. So anyway, that is how to build a ship. We now have a ship that's fully working and is nominal. So yeah, go us. Alright, well, that's all for today. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you out in the Starfield. Bye.